We're back looking at another one of the OP blind boosters for the reinforcement pack. This time it's the Vulcans in the D'Kyr class Seleya. This is another one I borrowed from my friend, so we're missing the tier 1 captain, of course, and the tokens, but we'll look at everything else and get right in. First we have our D'Kyr class dial, same one we've gotten for several other ships. Then we have our D'Kyr class maneuver card. Decently maneuverable ship for it's supposed to be a large science vessel, so got those red tight turns. Would have liked to see the twos be white, but can't argue with at least it has them. And that one reverse is always a interesting maneuver to pull on people. There we have our named Seleya. Attack value of 3, 1 agility, 5 hull, 4 shield, pretty nice. 1 tech upgrade, 2 weapon upgrades, and a crew upgrade for 26 points. Evasive, target lock, scan, and battle stations. Pretty standard. And our ability is when defending, if you have a scan token beside your ship, roll +1 defense dice. Pretty nice. Seen more useful effects, but as far as Vulcans go, that one's pretty useful. And we have our generic D'Kyr class. Losing 1 shield and losing 1 weapon upgrade for 24 points. For our captain, we have Taven. Captain skill of 4, 1 elite talent for 3 points. And at any time you may replace a evasive, scan, or battle station token beside your ship with an evasive, scan, or battle station token. If you do, put an auxiliary power token beside your ship. Let you swap around your tokens as you need them at the cost of auxiliary power. Definitely useful. Not so sure about the 4 captain skill, but other than that, he's playable at least. I'm going to butcher this one terribly because I don't speak Romulan, but I think it's Vaankara. It's our elite talent for 5 points. When attacking, during the roll attack dice step, you may discard this card, and up to 3 of your other upgrades or active shields, you gain +1 attack die for that attack for each upgrade or shield disabled but with this ability. This upgrade may only be purchased for a Vulcan captain assigned to a Vulcan ship. If it were just the having to disable all the upgrades, I'd say it was pretty lousy. The fact that you can disable shields is kind of nice in that they come back up at the end of the turn. So you can sacrifice a couple shields, boost your attack value up, and deal a nice damaging attack. And then have those shields come back up so you can either do it again next turn or have them for defense. For crew upgrades, we have Solin. 4 points. As an action, discard this card to repair up to 2 shield tokens. This upgrade costs +4 points if purchased for a non-Vulcan ship. Combines really well with the elite talent we have there. You can disable shields for that. And if for some reason they get taken out, you don't have them to disable anymore to use that ability, you can use him to put them back up, and then you have them again to access for that ability. For weapon upgrades, we have Aft Particle Beam. 3 points, 4 attack, range 1 to 3. Disable this card to perform the attack. And can only fire this weapon from your rear firing arc. Not quite as good as the other ships out there that have gotten the 360 degree upgrades, but 4 attack dice, range up to 3, which is nice. Being able to shoot out that rear arc, in addition to the 180 degree front arc on this ship, definitely makes it worth it. I do find it a little odd that the rear arc, if you use this as a 4 while your primary weapon's only a 3. Seems kind of odd, but anyway. For tech upgrades, we have Power Distribution Net. 5 points. As an action, disable this card and up to 3 of your active shields to immediately perform a green or white maneuver at a speed equal to the number of shields you disabled with this action. This upgrade can only be purchased for a Vulcan ship, and no ship can be equipped with more than 1. Extra maneuverability is always a bonus. The downside is it takes up to 3 shields. The ship only has 4 shields. On some other ships it definitely might be useful, but for this one it's kind of an iffy thing. It's definitely situational and useful in the right situation, so don't count it out completely. Having that extra maneuver can really help in the right situation. There we have our base for the named version. Got that 180-degree front arc, which is very nice, and a 90-degree rear arc. You only have these tiny little slivers on the sides that are blind spots, but definitely nice arcs all around. Then we have our generic 180-degree front arc. Again, has that 90-degree rear arc. Lots and lots of potential there if you have some secondary weapons that can make use of that rear arc. As with the other ships in this booster brick, gotten a new model here, molded out of more of a coppery metallic type plastic. Oddly enough, they still have the shuttle in the back mounted upside down on the model. They haven't fixed that for some strange reason. I like the new colors, though it doesn't seem to have any of the details painted on it that the old ones did. There's tons of detail there, you can see it, but just not really taking advantage of it. The one thing I did notice is that they painted the inside of the warp ring here. You can see those little lines in there. While I like the color better than the old one, they seem to have done a much sloppier job on this one painting it than they did on the previous ones. It's kind of odd since most of the newer ships are better. If you see it side by side here with the old model, you can see as much as the old model really isn't all that great, they at least put a little bit of effort into painting some of the details. And you can see on the warp ring there, they used a much darker color in the old one. I like the lighter color, but they actually got it at least in the lines on the old one, where the new one just kind of slathered on there. Really rough to see on the camera, but I would like to see a nice mix somewhere in between the two, but either way, it's something new and a little bit different. So overall, this is another decent expansion pack. If you're a Vulcan player, you're definitely going to love it. More of the same, nothing spectacular, but nothing terrible either. As a non-Romulan player, there's not really a heck of a lot here you're going to be interested in. So if you pull this as your blind booster, it may be trade fodder. As far as pulling this as your booster, if you're in an OP event, there's definitely worse out there. This is a playable ship. The large fire arcs are nice, and a couple of the cards work together really well to make it have some decent firepower. Still find it a little silly that the rear-firing secondary weapon has one higher attack than the primary value of the forward weapons, but I don't make the game, I just play it. Anyway, that's it for this one, and we'll see you in the next video.